All right, how y'all doing? It's Digital Real Estate again, just coming back to you with a quick update today on what's going on. We are looking good. I know it looks bad, but trust me, we just missed the breakout point of where we kind of measured and called it from by a 4-hour candle, as you can see right here. This is where we were anticipating a breakout. More on today and what's going to happen. I'm excited to a point, not too excited, but you know how we get down here, we just keep everything neutral and an even keel so we can maximize our gains and not get caught up in emotions. So, you know, hit the like button, subscribe, get ready for a good show. I'm going to make it quick and easy for you because there's not much change, but for anyone new tuning in, let's get this thing started. All right, so what we got here is this symmetrical triangle. Some folks are looking at it as a descending triangle or descending trend in the short term. Overall, the trend itself is obviously descending within our channel, and you can see that back as far as November, even into the middle of late October. You know, we kind of found our top of the channel then. So more of an indication that time to back off, go short, time to sell. But you know, some of us held in there for the long haul. Hopefully, you didn't get caught up in any longs up there. Eventually, everyone would have gotten liquidated to a point at this event here at around midnight Eastern Standard Time on the 4th. But in any event, zooming into what we got going on at the moment. Yesterday we talked about we were not going to short because we didn't kind of make it to the top here. Concerned it would kind of swing back and kind of look like it was going to do that. So yeah, you could have made out and took the chance, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. But I like to see us fail a touch point versus possibly swinging back over. So hey, if you made the call to short here, congratulations, you're doing well. But this big but here, if we zoom in, we can see what's happening now. We have this wick forming just like back here. We're going into the close of this candle at the 4-hour period. It's going to close in about 20 some minutes. And guess what? We're already getting up to this support line that was previous resistance. We're retesting this breakout as I keep trying to hammer in. Not saying not to short on the short term or not to sell some things off, but the overall trend is still in play. Like I said, I'm expecting us to swoop down here or just ride this line for a while until we get into the new year. Really just shake everyone out who's greedy, fearful, uncertain, kind of get the market to a pause, and then just boom one day, and then we're just going to go up, maybe 10, 15% in a day. Even 5% would be a nice move up. But I'm expecting we're going to get a large move up, maybe to this 54.8 area at some point in the near future, in the next few weeks, and then we'll march towards our overall target of this channel trend, however you want to look at it, a trend or it's in a channel, whichever way you want to look at it as a trader. But in the end, this overall destination for the price is looking about 88,000, in the 80s at least, certainly the mid 70s. But we're anticipating it being somewhere here where these trends kind of all meet, just by making touch points in the previous point and just kind of extending that line out, and then seeing that it is resistance up here. We are finding the support here, and we're having a major trend test, and it's not even coming close to breaking it at the moment, at least. We have several weeks though. We got 2 weeks plus now, riding this descending trend line from the previous action that we saw back here in September and October when we finally broke above it, and this was in September when we were struggling, and then October brought us over the top. And if you saw in the other videos, which you can go back and check, that this trend extends from April when we kind of toppled over from that large ascending move that we got from that 9,800 confirmation, which mixed the $9,600 gap. That was not completely, I guess, filled, but hey, it was teased close enough. There was a lot of buying pressure, so there's only so much the market can do to push it down if you got a lot of hungry players that wanted to come in, especially at a good price, 10,000 was a solid price for a while. So the 9,800 level, I dabbled in a little, got a lot more a little higher up in the $12,000 to $13,000 range, which is still in good shape, as you can see with the way the market is now at 46,000. We've dipped down to 45 and change today. I do expect us to possibly go down in this range here at some point. But what we're seeing is we're seeing the buyers, we're seeing the market respond. We're not seeing it just kind of spill over and find new lows. So we're kind of just accumulating, as you would want to call it. If you look at the Wyckoff accumulation pattern, looks like we have something like that shaping up in the short term. Maybe this is the spring or just some more consolidation, which it is doing within the overall big picture. And we'll zoom out to that real quick. And you can see that the overall picture here, we're kind of just consolidating. And you've heard some guys say that on other channels or within the market or on chats. This is just an overall big consolidation. There's nothing wrong with that. Breaking out of the symmetrical triangle or slightly ascending wedge, we broke out of it, retesting it. We're testing the overall market trend from a decade ago. That's awesome. I mean, this is really what we need to solidify, this asset. You need bottoms in the market. You need a point where the holders say, look, we've had enough. We're standing our ground. And then you have the buyers come in, slowly pushing the market up. And then the bigger players or the traders or even the investors that are sitting on the sideline waiting for confirmation down in this area are going to be getting in, and that's going to drive the market back up. It may take several months. We're anticipating sometime around tax season, so that could be a span of 1 to 5 months after this new year of getting to our target. It just depends on how things play out as we create new trends and new ascending trends as we go back up. How those trends play out will determine the length of how long it'll take to get there. So we'll be there step by step on a 4-hour period. We're not going to get too closer than that. There's a need. Right now, as you can see, there is not a need. We're looking good on the 4-hour current. We're on the daily, but even on the daily time frame, you can see the overall trend. We're in good shape. So I kept saying that yesterday, the day before. I know price is tailing lower or trailing lower, but it does that, and it kind of does like a zigzag form. So here we go. Here's your Z. We're going to form another Z, and then another Z. That's kind of how Bitcoin moves. Sometimes you get the larger Z's in a more tighter range, which makes the price even go up higher, or you get them kind of descending like here. But overall, we're just making Z's. So, don't go to sleep on Bitcoin. It's a strong asset. 21 million coins in the complete circulation when it's finally all mined and done. But that's not even what's going to be available, obviously, with the largest holder or one of the largest holder being the creator, and whoever claims that's their business. And I don't want to get into any of that, but in any event, we are looking good, and we have a lot of strong players in this game who have bought at the lower level of around 30,000 and below. Some have also added into those positions below 40, which we kind of saw happen here when we knew people were getting down here, and we saw us kind of topple over to test to see where the market was. We didn't go below here because we had those larger players coming in, putting in their money. So now what they're doing is they're just kind of taking some cream off the top here. Now they're repositioning themselves. That's the way to look at this. If there was another way to look at this, then the trend or the channel would be descending. Okay, we don't have this channel here. We broke out of our channel. You can extend your channel, not necessary. This was a 3 to 4 peak event after a breakout and a retest of the midline, pretty much at this point. Kind of like we did here, but then we broke back up versus coming down. So, if you kind of put that in play, we went to break down, didn't break down, went back up. So now we're kind of going to show a breakdown here, make it look like an M. Oh, it's negative, or a head and shoulders. Get people, because they know traders like candle formation. So we got a head and shoulders forming. I've heard some guys talk about that. But again, you have to get through here. The holders are holding it up. Okay, the long-term guys, the big buyers are coming in here. Okay, we're seeing it. So I'm not saying it's not going down. I'm just saying it's unlikely because of what we're seeing. Okay, you have to go both ways. We have to say, okay, we could do a triple bottom. Okay, we could retest something that we didn't back in the 20s. Very possible, but unlikely due to the nature of this beast. Making an all-time high after the previous all-time high back in this zone at 20,000. We broke over 1,000 before, when that was the all-time high from before. We didn't really see much action back in that range. We were more in the $2,000 to $3,000 range, so we were, 2x over. So what are we now? We're 2x over, plus, and that would be the same thing, 2, 3. So kind of the market's doing the same on a longer term scale. In other words, more days involved in the market to get us to this point. But we are still kind of doing the same move in some way. The overall trend, and that's why this line is solid. It's playing out perfectly. So, be positive, but also don't get overly hyped or excited or fearful in any way. Just keep an even keel, but obviously be excited that we have something to look forward to in the future. This space is growing, so let it take a rest. Let people pull out some money for bills, or if they have some things they have to take care of for the holidays. That's what this is about. People are just kind of withdrawing to cover some things that they're looking to do. Maybe they haven't had a chance to do because over the last couple of years, certain areas have been restricted to do things. So let's not look at this as a negative thing. This is a positive thing, giving us a better opportunity to enter in lower and look forward to a higher future coming soon. So hopefully, guys, like the content. Please hit the button. If not, please hit the dislike button so I know I need to improve on what I'm providing to you guys as far as content. And if you want to keep the content rolling, especially be notified, subscribe. Thanks for all your time. Have a great day.